the market for industrial valves is going to be a very substantial $59 billion by 2015. That's the conclusion that the McIlvaine Company has reached in its valve report, and we update those forecasts on a nearly weekly basis. But in 2010, we had analyzed the market at $49 billion worldwide, and it'll be increasing to just under $60 billion in 2015, or only a 20% growth over the period, or 4% per year. However, the market in Asia will be up 33% or 7% per year, and the market in China actually will be up in the almost double-digit ranges during that period. So that's pretty substantial. So we've portrayed that graphically here, and you can see Asia being the largest portion of the market and also the largest growth portion. So it's the largest in 2010 at between 15 and 20 billion, and approaching 24 billion by 2015. Europe and the America don't show nearly as big growth. Africa is a smaller market altogether. So in terms of some of these percentages, we can look at those and show that the 5-year growth rate in Africa is 29%, the Americas 17%, Asia 33%, and Europe 12%. And so the growth percentages are certainly substantially more in Asia. So where are these valves all used? They're used in flow control for liquids and gases. Oil and gas producers will continue to be the largest purchasers. This sector will exceed $10 billion per year in 2015. And part of this growth is the substitution of unconventional sources of the traditional gases. So there are large quantities of valves, for instance, associated with the Marcellus Shale, which is one of the big multi-billion-dollar, hundreds of billions of dollars being invested in that area right now. But you drill down, and then you have to inject high-pressure water, which they call frack water, and then you get back both gas and water, and then you have to deal with the frack water, wastewater that's coming back up again. So there's lots and lots of valves in this whole sector. The power industry is the next largest sector, whether it's nuclear, gas, or coal. And right now, coal-fired power plants in Asia is the better portion of that market. It's huge. The recent nuclear disaster will change some things. In fact, we think maybe the small modular nuclear reactors, SMR, small modular reactor, will have, could be a $153 billion market just for those. But in general, the valve market's going to be a little bit smaller in nuclear than we anticipated a few years ago. And municipal wastewater, particularly in Asia, is going to be a very big part of the market. The only markets really where Americas and Europe will maintain an edge is in pharmaceuticals and biotechnology. A good portion of that total business is going to stay on those two continents. And the top 5 valve companies account for 13% of the market, each with sales over $1 billion. The next 5 are at a somewhat smaller range, 500 to 800 million. And you get down to number 20, Weir Valve, sales of 270, 30, ITT Valve is 130 million. And you get down to number 100 on the list, and you're down to 17 million, and number 160 has sales of just 4 million. So the market is pretty fractured. We can take a quicker look at that. We can dive into the report itself for just a minute. So I'm going to hit stop sharing on the desktop. I'm going to move share, go to the web browser, go into the McIlvaine Company website, which is McIlvaineCompany.com, and then go into subscriber login, and under subscriber login, go to liquid solid separation services, go to industrial valves, And we can look at any of the hundreds of thousands of forecasts, or we can actually go to the company analysis, which we were just looking at companies, and actually look at the market leaders. And so we can see some of these smaller companies. And we showed you the top 100 or so. But as you get down to like number 200, let's go to like 150 on the list here. And we're down to Ross Valve at $5 million in sales, and we get down to well, actually we only go down to 160 in this particular presentation. So the bulk of the valve sales are by companies with very small numbers, and then a few companies at the top with very large numbers. The market report is updated continually. There's hundreds of pages of updates every month, and these are just the updates for June. And we get into the acquisitions and new facilities and what's going on in terms of performance, of profitability of Colfax and other companies. But we do have another video and YouTube presentation on the report itself. This was really meant to just focus on our latest news release. We thank you for listening.